Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This is a team selection video for Game Week 35. How is everyone doing? Are you prepared? Back to normality on FPL? No more double, although we might have another double in 36. Hopefully we'll get to find that out before the deadline in Game Week 35. I'm gonna keep this video short. There's not much. I mean, I already talked a lot how my free hit went on the last video, if you want to check that out if you haven't seen it already. So this is going to be a straightforward team selection. I'm going to make one transfer. It's already booked. I'll talk about that. I haven't made the transfer yet because obviously we have a match tonight. That's Nottingham Forest against Brentford. And there's a lot of people who own the likes of Buemo and Nottingham Forest defense and Chris Wood. So let's just jump straight into it and see how the team is looking for this game week. 3 more game weeks to go, so we're almost done. We're almost there. It's been a great season. It's been a great season for me. These last 4 game weeks have been horrible, but I mean, I shouldn't say horrible. They've been underwhelming. Three red arrows in 4 game weeks where I played 4 chips in a row. So just go to the fantasy app over here. Go to fantasy. 83 points. I talked about it, as I said in my last video. I'm on slightest green arrow, which is going to for sure become a red because it's by a margin of 1 point. Just by Buemo starting and Wood and some Nottingham Forest defenders, it's going to drop immediately. Let alone, it's going to be even bigger when they score or do something like that. But it doesn't matter. I don't have any players left. Free hit wasn't as successful as some other managers who had, you know, the likes of Trippier, which I didn't, and who else? Jose Sa scored a 12-pointer, but the rest of it was pretty similar. I mean, 2 of my midfielders blanked, and some managers have Buemo there, and some managers have Wood instead of Raul, who I had before a minute before deadline. I switched to Raul. But anyways, that's gone in the past. We'll look forward. This is it. This is how the team is looking, shaping up. It's my team from the game week before the free hit, which did look horrible, but suddenly doesn't look as bad. I think that the Crystal Palace doing extremely well in that semi-final made it look as not as worse. Triple City doesn't look bad. Hopefully De Bruyne starts. I'm relying on that. Arsenal. Wow, my team. That wasn't a good game. That wasn't a good game against PSG, I have to say. Super disappointed. Didn't see that coming, especially after performing. I don't know, maybe Real Madrid was just that bad that made us look very good. And then PSG just extremely dominated the first 35 minutes. But you know, the tie is not over, but it's practically over. I feel like it's unlikely that we're going to turn it over in the second leg. But as an Arsenal fan, I'm used to this. I have thick skin, so it's not the first, not going to be the last disappointment. I do have triple Arsenal, and I'm planning to sell one of them, and that's Bukayo Saka. Not because, I mean, I have Saka against Bournemouth at home, which isn't bad, but I don't think he's going to start, especially now that they lost the first game leg. I don't think he would have started even if they won. There's high stakes in Champions League. That's all that is left, and now it just looks like it's become impossible to. But it's definitely not starting. I just don't see a reality where Saka starts against Bournemouth. But let's just go straight from the back. I've got Martinez in goal instead of Raya, and I talked about this in my last video. I just feel like I have 2 Arsenal defense, or the goalkeeper and the Saliba, and I have 2 Villa. So I feel like I'm gonna very likely go with one of each. So either have Martinez and Saliba or Raya and Konsa. And I feel like Martinez and Saliba is, you know, maybe slightly better because Saliba could get something from set pieces, and Martinez is probably more likely to make more saves than Raya. Let's see about that. You never know, because Bournemouth are going to come all guns blazing. They have nothing to lose. And then Arsenal is one of their head is in the Champions League. Basically, they've been underperforming Premier League for a while now. And then I got Munoz, Nottingham Forest at home. Not the worst. I mean, hoping he gets some attacking returns. Munoz was very good for me for a while at the beginning. Since I brought him in for like 6 game weeks, he just kept returning. And then he's been, not just him, Crystal Palace, they've been horrible in the Premier League the last 3 or 4 game weeks. I mean, some people are in triple Palace. I'm at least double. But I'm definitely going to start him against the Nottingham Forest at home. Not the easiest of fixtures, but no team has really easy fixtures this game week or, yeah, in the near future. Guardiola Wolves at home, that I'm happy with. Saliba, as I said, it's going to either be Saliba, Konsa, or Martinez and Raya, that combination. Now, midfield, I've got Rodgers, Fulham at home. Again, Villa playing for the Champions League spot. And I think they slipped a bit back after that loss against City, so they're going to have to go. They're going to have to win this game. And Rodgers has started all the games, so I'm happy to have him there. Salah, Chelsea away. I don't know where this is going to go. It's hard to predict how Liverpool is going to perform now after winning the title because they have nothing to play for now. It's just, but I feel like Salah, he might want to go for, for some glory, personal glory, and break some records or whatever. He's already broken the points records in the FPL. So let's see about that. Saka is going to be sold very likely. I don't see a reality where Saka is not being sold for Mbeumo. I want to have Mbeumo, and I first thought last game week to sell Ismail Assad before the Crystal Palace game in the semi-final against Villa. But then I would need to take a hit, sell Martinez or someone else because I don't have the money to go from Sarr to Mbeumo. And I feel like it's so much better to go Saka to Mbeumo because, Saka most likely is not going to start this game week. And then they have Liverpool away and then Newcastle at home. And then only the last game week they have a good fixture. I think it was Leicester away or, let me check, Southampton away. That's a good fixture, but I can always bring him back for, De Bruyne or someone else in the last game week. But for now, I think it's a sell. It's a sell for sure. And then it gives me a bit of buffer in the budget to go for another player if I need to. We might have a double game week announcement for double game week 36. Keep an eye on that. But yeah, Saka is going for Mbeumo. That transfer is already booked unless Mbeumo gets injured tonight or something else happens. Then I've got De Bruyne Wolves at home. I'm happy with having De Bruyne or Triple City for this run because they have very nice fixtures. Southampton away next game week. I just hope De Bruyne starts all of the game weeks. That would be very nice. Yeah. I'm going to have to put Evan Nilsson probably second on the bench because if De Bruyne doesn't start... Well, and the risk is if De Bruyne doesn't start, he might come away. Let's just hope he does. I'm going to stay positive. Let's just hope he does. And then Ismail Assar, Nottingham Forest at home, as I talked about already. It's not looking as bad as it did. But you never know. They might still have their head on the FA Cup final, even though that's now a few weeks away. On attack, Isak, Brighton away. I don't know what to predict about this game, but I know for sure that Newcastle are definitely going for that. That Champions League spot is very hot because you have City, Villa, Nottingham Forest, and Newcastle going for it. So it's going to be tricky. And then I've got Marmoush, Wolves at home. I'm happy having Marmoush. I don't know if I'm going to captain him. If I bring Mbeumo, I just have that... I just want to captain Mbeumo. I feel like being on penalties, not Manchester United at home. Man United are, have their head in Europa League. By the way, they have matches tonight. Both Tottenham and United should be playing tonight. So let's see how that goes. And then on the bench, I've got Konsa, Evan Nilsson. Evan Nilsson's red card got rescinded, so that's good because I think I'm going to play him. Even against Arsenal away, actually, I don't feel it's bad, It's a red fixture, but Arsenal is just... They're going to be thinking about that Champions League because they're always to play, and I know they lost at home, but it's only 1-0. You never know. Shit can happen. Champions League is unpredictable. So I feel like they're going to have their focus there, and they might concede. And Bournemouth are just going to be nothing to stress about. As I said, go on all guns blazing. So even this fixture is not too bad. I'm going to bench him, but then for Aston Villa at home, next game week, arguably harder than Arsenal away at this point, because of the context, obviously. But I might play Villa at home, and yeah, I'm so tempted to play him against Arsenal away and just bench double Arsenal defense and just play double Villa defense. I'm gonna have to make this decision closer to the deadline. And Livramento Brighton away. Yeah. If you don't have other defenders, I would play Livramento as well. It just doesn't look bad. As I said, there's no outstanding fixtures except City this game week. The bad teams are playing each other. I think Leicester is playing Ipswich and stuff like that. So you don't want to invest in those teams because they're going to have them. Although there's been talks about Jamie Vardy bringing him in for these last, because he's playing both Southampton and Ipswich these last 3 game weeks. That might be a shout to go there if you want to go a bit differential and have the money, or you don't even have the money because it's pretty cheap. But yeah, this is it. There's no other plans besides Mbeumo to Saka, or Saka to Mbeumo, and then Captain Mbeumo most likely. But well, I'll see how the captaincy goes, how the trends are, and then decide on the last before the deadline. I'll post the team on Twitter as per usual, and hopefully there'll be an announcement before the deadline if there's going to be or not a double. If there is, I'm not sure who's doubling. If it's Villa, I already have triple Villa. I would have loved to have double Villa because I have my eyes on Watkins. Now with Rashford being injured, Watkins could be a good shout. If you're on double Villa and they have a double announced, going for Watkins, I think it would be nice. If I go Saka to Mbeumo, I don't have the money. Let's just try it now. Saka to Mbeumo. Would I have money to go Van Nilsson to Watkins? Yes, that leaves me with 0.3 in the budget. So I have the money. The only problem is now I have 4 Villa players. Oh. So I'd have to sell Konsa most likely for a minus, and that's not worth it. Or is it? Let's see about that. I mean, there's no point of talking about hypothetically before the doubles have been announced, if they get announced. So yeah, this is it. That's the team. I don't know what more to say. I'm going to try, if there's no doubles on 36, I'm going to try and roll the transfer that game week and have 2 for 37 and 38. Let's see about that. But now there's no point of long-term planning the last 3 game weeks of the season because, you know, context changes everything. So we're just going to have to go week by week, follow the videos, come back next week on the game week review and see how we did this game week. Go on Twitter to see my last team. I'll try and post it half an hour before the deadline, if there's nothing, any news that we need to wait for. And yeah, that's it. Good luck for the Game Week 35. Season's almost over. We're almost there. And I'm inside the 10K. I'm like, what, 6,000 ranked now? The hope would be I'll go top 5K. And I could. Obviously, I'm not so far away. But it's just, I've had 4 game weeks that just kept dragging me back. But let's see how this one goes. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Support us. And I'll see you next week for the Game Week review. Bye. Subscribe. Come on. Just do it. I'm waiting. Just do it.